Good morning. Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center, RGV, online service. I'd like to welcome everybody here today. I'd like to begin with the announcements, as I usually do. Oh, that's Petey, by the way. He's an African Gray. Thank you, Petey. You're on now officially on the part of the service. With the announcements. As usual, we have the classes. On Tuesday evenings at 7, we have the Let's Get Metaphysical class study group. And as I said before, we are now being joined by, I think at this point, 6 other Unity centers around the South Texas area. So we're having a lot of fun meeting and becoming friends with all these people from deep South Texas. So I invite you for that. And then on Thursday, Cindy has an ARE group at 6:30. And at 8 o'clock, there's a collaborative meditation by, again, the 6 or 7, including us 7, spiritual centers around South Texas. All the information for the links, they're all both on Zoom. They're all on Zoom. You can go to the website, and in the splash page, there's a list there of the links. So I invite you to do that as well. Next announcement is that, the bookstore, we're getting kind of backed up a little bit with the books and catalogs and magazines and things like that. So I invite you to go by on Thursday mornings when we're there, or I'm there, or Lynn's there, and maybe pick up a copy or two, so kind of help us out, move some of that stuff out of the way. So, is there any other announcements? Probably not. So I want to begin then with our invocation, which is shared around all the Unity centers around all the world. There's only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life, God the Good, Omnipotent. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I feel love in me today. I feel love in here today. I feel love in here today. I feel peace in me today. I feel peace in here today. Joy in me today. I feel joy in here today. I feel joy in me, joy in here today. I feel love in me today. I feel love in here today. I feel love in me, love in here today. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
My source, God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Peace is my source, peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Gives me everything I need. Joy is my source, Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything
I invite you now to join me in Unity RGB affirmation and vision statement. Unity RGB is an expanding center of the Christ light, mighty to attract its good and radiate good to others. Centered in God, we express the indwelling Christ.
As we start this time of inner reflection, let's begin by getting comfortable. Remove all objects from your lap. Place your feet on the floor and sit up comfortably in your chair. Relax the muscles in your face, shoulders, arms, hands, and fingers. Feel your hips, legs, feet, and toes relax as well. Release any tension you feel in your body. Take a deep, centering breath. Slowly inhale, gently hold for a few seconds, and then slowly exhale. Repeat a few times. Focus on your inhalation and exhalation as you continue to relax your body. Gently breathe in and out. Just relax and breathe naturally. You now feel the increased sense of relaxation to your body with every breath. Feel calmness and peace wash over you. Now let's center our attention to the daily word for today, which is compassion. Our Bible verse is from Philippians 2:4. Let each of you look not to your own interest, but to the interest of others. Today's affirmation is, I am kind and compassionate. Let's say that together once. I am kind and compassionate. Our message reads, Seeking to grow in compassion, I look to the example of Jesus. Gospel stories give many examples of Jesus showing compassion by demonstrating keen awareness of the needs and feelings of friends and strangers alike. I remember learning that Jesus did not turn away from social outcasts. He healed them and shared meals with them. His compassion fed a multitude and restored wine to a wedding reception. Upon learning that his dear friend had died, Jesus wept. Even when his disciples deserted him as he was crucified, Jesus asked God to forgive them. As I desire to grow in compassion, I know that my kind words and even simply my loving presence provide comfort. I listen deeply with my heart as well as with my ears. Now let's close our eyes and take these words and this affirmation into the silence.
down in my soul. I love the silence down in my soul. I love the silence down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home. I've got a new day down in my soul. I've got a new day down in my soul. I've got a new day down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home.
This is Roy. We've been here in Colorado for the last few months, having a good time, trying to stay healthy and positive. So I wish everybody over there a great time, stay positive, and this will soon be over.
Now join me in welcoming today's special guest speaker, Mr. Khalif Mulholland.
Hello. Home is where the heart is. You remember the story of the Wizard of Oz? It's a story of a teen girl who, through an unconscious vision, she finds herself lost and away from home. She gets the support of a few friends to help her find her way home, and they venture off on an eventful journey. Well, along the way, she meets three friends. The Tin Man, remember that? The Cowardly Lion. I don't like to use the word cowardly, but we'll just use the lion. And the Scarecrow, who themselves are in search of something missing in their lives. And remember when they're told by a good fairy that they're to retrieve a wicked witch's broom just to get to the wizard, who will find their way home even closer? Well, we all know a good witch gives her those ruby slippers that will take her home. And with the red slippers on, she only needs to tap her heels and repeat the words, "There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home." And she awakens at her home. And that's where I want to start my talk. Awakening at home. Most of us, I guess, if you consider the situation we're in, if not all of us, have experienced the feeling of missing our home or our loved ones when we've been away for a time. The latest human experience has given us a glimpse of how it feels to be home again. When the world economy came to a standstill and the working force found themselves confined to their homes, many found themselves in a new norm. More quality time with family was a totally new experience for many. And for a while there, the duration of this quality time was unknown. In speaking to others about staying at home during the pandemic, I found some common points. People found home could be like a restaurant. We can cook, we can eat, and we can taste our food. Or like a store, clean, organize items, and decorate. Or home could be like a school, where we can read, write, paint, study, learn, and teach. Our home is like a party. We could play music, we could sing, we could dance. Or home is like a temple. We can make time to pray, to meditate. We can decorate an area of our home so we can meditate in it. Decorate outside in the garden or inside the house. We can fellowship with others through Zoom or simply by the telephone or in person if we practice safe social distances and mask wearing. Well, church-going folks have also considered their place of worship as home. In many cases, people that found unity for the first time and discovered similar beliefs have expressed, "I'm home." And no doubt many of us yearn to come back to our services and classes. We miss that fellowship that we have with one another. We look for those friends along the way that could help us find our way back home. For those friends that feel like they're also missing something in their lives. In the story, the scarecrow who thought he needed a brain, to me, represents air thinking and the wisdom to change my mind. Folks, our journey begins in our thoughts. It's time to see things from a new perspective and capitulate or give up the idea that we don't need to know everything to understand that God is within us. The Tin Man was rusty and forgotten, and he represents the heart. In the hustle and bustle of our everyday worldly activities, have we forgotten how to love? Has our heart grown rusty? It's time to awaken our heart and oil some loving kindness into it. The lion represents the opportunity to have courage. Have that courage in every challenge that we're faced with. It is not a fight, but rather it's a stand that we make. We face adversity with courage. The Good Witch is our spiritual guide who will help us work through it. She has given us the red slippers to lead us through the path of the yellow brick road to get back home. Yeah, and the yellow brick road has its twists and turns, its obstacles and challenges. But we must stay the course, and when we're open to receive, we tap our heels of those red slippers, and we affirm, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There is no place like our spiritual vantage point, our true home. What is our true home? Yes, it's true. Our physical home is where the heart is. The expression, home is where the heart is true only if we live in a home that is a safe haven of support and comfort, and not one of division and strife. But our spiritual home is that God's state within us. Friends, we are the Dorothys that identify with our inner sense of being at home. And we analyze the idea that our spiritual consciousness of home has always been there. It is that side of us that has the presence of mind that we are in harmony with the spiritual home environment or world where we all work for the betterment of each other. It is that innate self that knows we are all one and we can live in harmony with one another and co-create a bigger whole. In the spirit of oneness, let's be mindful of that vantage point of peace, love, and joy for ourselves and others, regardless of what's transpiring before us, good or bad. Charles Fillmore, in his Revealing Word book, calls it unity, the universal oneness of God, man, and all creation. He goes on to say, the only real unity is in spirit. It is found nowhere else because personality always strives for its own success and aims for the good of the personal man instead of the good of all men. We can learn from the story of the Wizard of Oz. We can learn from the Tin Men, the Scarecrow, and the Lion by rediscovering that the true home is in the heart. It's in our mind and in the spirit, and it's in the spirit of courage. And of course, with what is happening today in the world, we can embrace the changes. We can practice and strategize new ideas for the new spiritual day that has come already. Get in touch with your true self. Stay grounded in the sense of being home as we engage in the world. Through prayer and meditation, we can expand into a time of divine order that entails harmony and balance in everyone's life. The true home is not a place. It's a state of mind. It's the feeling we get when we know we are exactly where we're supposed to be. Thank you.
Thank you, Khalif, for that wonderful message. Appreciate you joining us on a regular basis. We do enjoy hearing you talk. Thank you once again. So let's move on now to our tithes and offerings. And so we take your tithes and offerings, and I remind you that we have PayPal and Venmo and Cash App, and that you also can send checks to Unity RGB, P.O. Box 1661 in FAR 78577. So we take our tithes in hand and we say, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Everything I see, everything I do is blessed by your hand, God. I'll give it back to you. Everything I give, every thought that's true is magnified in kind, God. I'll give it back to you.
Thank you once again for joining us today, and we invite you to join us again next week at our new time, 11 o'clock. And remember, it's also on YouTube, and the YouTube channel, I believe, is just Unity Rio Grande Valley. So Let me end with our prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Have a blessed week. Be safe. Keep your masks on. Wash your hands. Social distance. And let's get past all of this. And so it is. 2, 3.